Join me for our first show of 2026 as we take the task of making a prime rib roast not that hard and some delicious popovers to serve with the roast. Join me today. Welcome to our series, Farm to Fork. I'm Chef Connie Powers, and you're watching Rogers TV. Welcome to our first episode of 2026, and we're making some good stuff today. We're not taking you to a farm, we're taking you to the kitchen at Aspira Senior Living. We met up with the executive chef, Ron, and the manager, Heather Cousineau, and I went there for a tour to check the place out for a family member. When I saw the food coming out of that kitchen, I thought, this is a place we need to visit. When I went to talk to Ron, Chef Ron, about what we're going to cook, he said we're going to cook a prime rib. It was to be a great day. Now, when the day came, I was unavailable. It's the first time I didn't attend, but there's a great show without me. So today we're going to be cooking a prime rib as we watched Chef Ron make. This prime rib is from Red Door Ranch, a local farm, and it's in pounds. It's 2.74 pounds, and that matters because we're going to be cooking this with the 500 rule. First thing you want to do is turn your oven on to 500 Fahrenheit and let it preheat and get it hot. Now, the second thing you're going to do is you're going to determine how long to cook this. The 500 rule says 500 degrees, and then take the weight of your meat, multiply that by 5, and that's how long you're going to cook it. So this is 2.74 pounds, and we're going to take it out of the wrapper. You can see how beautiful that is. Now, one of the key components to doing a prime rib, and I know prime rib is a little bit daunting to some of us because we think, oh, I'll just go to a local restaurant that does it. You can do this at home. The key component is this fresh prime rib. It has to be at room temperature. That is a key component. The next thing you want to do is make sure you just tap it and dry it off a bit. So here is what we do. We put the prime rib into the oven at 500 degrees for the amount of its weight times 5. And so that's going to give us, I'm going to say roughly 15 minutes at 500 Fahrenheit. I don't know why I want to keep saying Celsius. And that is a medium rare. I'm going to, I like it a little bit more done than rare, but that's okay. It's going to be a medium rare today. First thing we do, we dried it off. The second thing we do is we take some Dijon mustard after we've pat it dry like that. And we're going to just give it a rub with some Dijon mustard. Now you're probably thinking she's not searing it. We're not going to do a sear. If you want, you can do a reverse sear where you're going to sear it after it's been in the oven. Now, 15 minutes is not going to cook this entire prime rib. So the technique is 15 minutes at 500, shut your oven off, don't open the door, and you leave it there for 2 hours. When you take it out after that 2 hours of sitting in that heated oven with no heat on, you are going to have perfect, juicy, medium rare roast. Okay, we have put a lot of Dijon mustard on it, and we're going to let it sit. I'm going to wash my hands, and we'll go to the next step. What we're going to do with this is we're going to make a rub. It's a very simple rub. Now, some people put horseradish. I think the Dijon mustard is enough of that flavor. So into a little blender, or you can put it into a mortar and pestle, we're going to put a shallot. You can do half, you can do whole. I have no problem with a whole. And 6 cloves of garlic. You're going to put in about 2 teaspoons of thyme and a couple teaspoons of fresh rosemary. You can see I have dried this to almost ready to go into the jar, but I left it for today. So we're going to put in 2 teaspoons about rosemary. You can never have enough rosemary, in my opinion. You're going to put in about 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper. And now don't be afraid of some kosher salt. I've got about 3 tablespoons here. It sounds like a lot, but it's coating and crusting this entire prime rib. So let's put that in. And we're going to blend this, but then we're going to add in some oil. I've chosen a garlic oil. I thought it would enhance that whole garlic flavor. So we'll mix this. And then we'll drizzle in some oil, just enough to make a paste. You can see that it's still, the onion hasn't even blended. So I'm putting in probably, I could have measured it, but I'm putting in, oh, there's garlic in there, and I'm going to put in about 3 tablespoons. Now, we're also going to be making some popovers today. It's like a little Yorkshire pudding. It'll be perfect with this prime rib. All right, let's mix that up again. Perfect. You can do it smoother if you want. You can see what I've got. I've got a paste. So we're going to take a spatula. Now, get your cast iron ready. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic oil on the bottom just to prevent it from sticking. Now, you notice I'm not doing celery and the mirepoix. I'm not doing that on this roast. We're just going to let it, the mustard and the rub, do its thing. I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir so all that oil is mixed in. Now, let's use one of those bowls I had so that you can see what we got. Some of the rosemary is a little bit. Now, it's gritty because of the salt that I put in, but that's okay. That is what's going to flavor this entire roast. So 2.74, that's going to serve, you know, maybe 4 to 6 people. It's perfect for a family. So we're going to just make sure this is rubbed all over this roast. I think I'm going to actually put it in the pan, bring it up for you to see. I want to put it on that spot. The oil in the rub is helping it adhere. Smells great. Let's make sure we have, so remember, 500 rule, 500 degrees, 5 times your weight is the amount of time you're going to cook it. So this one will take approximately 15 minutes. We don't open the oven again until it's been in there for 2 hours with no heat. All right, you can see that it is completely coated, completely mixed. I don't want to lose any of it. We're going to pop this into the oven at 500 degrees. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. And we're back. You're watching Rogers TV Farm to Fork. I'm Chef Connie Powers, and today we're making a prime rib. Before the break, we got it all nicely with a rub. It was a simple rub. You just put together some ingredients. The recipe's at the end of this video. You put it in at 500 degrees for 5 times the weight. So I had a 2.74 pound roast, and I multiplied that by 5. I got approximately 15 minutes. It's in right now cooking. Now, what are we going to serve with that? We're going to serve a popover. A popover is a soft, eggy, 5-ingredient roll that's like a Yorkshire pudding. It goes beautifully with a prime rib. So we're going to do that today. This is a popover pan. You can see that it's an unusual pan, that it has the containers, or whatever you want to call them, individually with some space. That's so that the air can really, like a convection oven, cook that popover. You can do these in a muffin tin, but you'll notice that the vessel is a little bit deeper. That gives you that nice rise, and that's what you want with a nice roast and some gravy on that. You can still serve it with garlic mash, which I will. So we have oiled this, and this is a non-stick, so I didn't put much oil. This has to be preheated. My roast is in the oven. I'm not supposed to open the oven, but I'm going to heat this at 500 degrees. So let's put this in. Now remember, when we take it out, don't take it out with your hands. I didn't think I had to tell you that. So we're going to make the popover. It is not a large amount. I'm making about 6 only because they're not the best thing left over. They go a little bit dense. So we are going to make 6. And that's about enough for us. I wish I had a smaller blender because it's only going to make about that much. You need to have room temperature ingredients. That's the key. So we're going to break 4 room temperature eggs. So they are described as an eggy dinner roll. That's putting it lightly. It is a vessel for your roast beef to lie on. And then you're going to put in about 1.5 cups of whole milk. I've even used some whole milk, and I've used a little bit of 10% cream. I want them really nice and creamy. 1.5 cups of that milk, and about, let me double check, 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to blend this first. Do it for about 15 seconds to get it nice and frothy. Remember this, there's no baking powder, there's no leavening. The eggs are what's going to give us the lift. So get it about 15 seconds in so it's mixed well, it's frothy. All right, I think that's good. And now we're going to add in 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Put it in gently so it just doesn't sink to the bottom. And we're going to put 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. That was previously melted, so it's cooled. And you're going to do that same 15 seconds to incorporate the flour and the melted butter. So you can see 5 ingredients. We had eggs, we had creamish milk, we had flour, salt, and butter. Okay, I'm going to take our popover pan out of the oven that has preheated. Now we have to do this before our oven is done. We have 2 minutes. You can see my oil has caused a little bit of darkening. We're going to put these in the popover pan. We're going to get them in the oven. Right now we're going to take you on the tour of the kitchen at Aspira Senior Living.
Hi there, welcome to Kawartha Lakes Retirement for our Prime Rib Slice and Serve dinner. I'd like to introduce one of our favorite residents, Margaret.
Hello, how are you? I'm fine. I'm really anxious about our meal tonight, and I'm sure it's going to be most enjoyable. We have a wonderful staff. I'd like to introduce our wonderful fire people here, and we don't know what we'd do without them.
Hi everyone, my name's Heather Cousineau. I'm the General Manager.
Fancy.
I'd like to introduce you to Craig Burtnick. He will be providing us with entertainment tonight for our famous prime rib tableside cut and serve.
So first thing we're doing, I already cleaned this up earlier today, got it all ready to go. And we're gonna just massage it with some beautiful Dijon mustard, which we're gonna put in the oven at a very high temperature for a very short time to get a very nice crust on top that will flake off and keep all the juices and beautiful flavor right inside. For about 90 minutes or so, which will give us a nice, perfectly rare prime rib on the inside. So now 90 minutes has passed, so we're gonna pull our prime rib out. And it is beautiful. So now that that's all golden brown and crustable, we let it sit, rest for at least 3 or 4 hours so the juices don't run out. Once it's set and cooled nicely, which I've already done, so we can just do this right here, we can remove the bones and get it ready for service. Now normally, some people like to take a lot, serve it with the bones, but at a retirement home, it's pretty hard for a lot of our residents to deal with the bones, so we remove them here. And I leave most of the meat attached to the bones so that I can later roast them up and do them at a charity community barbecue for a special event or to raise money, or one of the many things we do here at Kawartha Lakes Retirement. And we will have a few barbecues coming up in the next couple of weeks so that these will be beautiful brontosaurus ribs, as they're known as. And we get that off of there like that. All this beautiful crusty comes off. We're gonna just take off the fat tip, and we're gonna save that for soup stock or something else. And now we are ready to serve, ready to reheat and serve it later to our residents, which we're gonna do tableside. And that can just pop back into the fridge. And there we have secrets to the prime rib. Okay, and this is Sarah. She's a new employee here at Aspira Kawartha Lakes, and she's fitting in quite lovely. And tonight for our dinner dessert, she is whipping up white chocolate raspberry cupcakes. She just finished the batter. She's done some right side up, some upside down, and she's gonna finish them later with some chocolate dipped strawberries and fresh blueberries. So we're gonna just pop those right into the oven. Would you please grab the door, Sarah? Thank you. And in they go, and our Yorkshires are almost done. While we're in the oven, we might as well pull those out. Robbie Ann, your Yorkshires are done. Lovely Yorkshires ready to accept the au jus.
Thank you.
And there's her beautiful popped Yorkshire puddings. Thank you, Robbie Ann.
The girls that are running around are trying to get everybody set up with appetizers. We're gonna let you have a little view to see who it is. And we have some local celebrities here tonight, which I will be introducing.
Oh.
Can I get anyone some wine?
Wine?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
We're very lucky to have some celebrities with us tonight. This is Teresa Albert, who hosted her own television show called
Just One Bite.
Just One on Food Network. So welcome, Teresa.
Hi, I'm Max Miller from the Kawartha Promoter and the Kawartha Tourism Guides.
I'd also like to introduce to you Pat Warren. She's our Ward 2 counselor.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure to be invited to this special evening, and I send greetings from the mayor and the council of the city of Kawartha Lakes. And Aspira does such a great job in being a community partner. They let us use a special dining room for meetings and all sorts of wonderful things. So well done, and thank you, Heather, for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Chad from Kawartha Lakes Fire Department, Station 3. I'm here with some of my other co-workers. We've got 2 captains, Rob Cousineau, Larry Blodgett, and also Megan Warden as well, another firefighter on the hall. We're happy to be here tonight, enjoying a delicious meal brought to us by Kawartha Retirement Living. And we come here on a somewhat regular basis to help out with the staff, some problems that arise around the area. We're here occasionally for fire drills and other things around the hall or around the retirement facility. And it's really nice that they show their appreciation for the time and effort we put in, and they invite us to functions like this from time to time. So we're really happy. The food is delicious. And if you can, come on down and try a bite.
And we're back. That was a great tour. I'm just taking the popovers out of the oven. I need to close my oven. Look at how beautiful these are. We got so much rise out of them. So 5 ingredients. You'll find the recipe at the end. They went in at 450 for about 20 minutes, reduced it to 350 for another 18 to 20 minutes. When they come out, you can see they're beautiful. When they come out, you want to just release some of the air. So just with a paring knife, just make a little indentation in it. And that releases some of the air so that they will vent. We are going to take these out of the pan. Now, ideally, you want to serve these hot, or you want to serve them fresh. So the prime rib is in the oven. It's been shut down. It is sitting for its 2 hours. We'll take it out. So just about 40 minutes before you want to put these in. Or you can take the roast out, let it sit, and put these in. These are really best made just before you're going to serve them. We're going to remove them. We're going to put them in here, keep them warm until we're ready to serve the prime rib in 1 more hour. I'd like to thank Chef Ron for taking us into his kitchen and being so generous with his time. And I'd like to thank General Manager Heather Cousineau for taking us in, trusting us. You know, when I went out and I interviewed some of the seniors who live in this home, they kept telling me how delicious the food is and how they enjoy the activities around food. You don't hear of that often. Thanks for joining us today. Get together some popovers and some prime rib and have a nice Sunday dinner. Until next time, keep cooking.